how you might recognize Nic Smith, who's our guest from previous appearance on our show. Eric Byler from TYT Politics interviewed him at a Fight for 15 rally in Virginia, and he laid down some truth for everybody. And today's his birthday, so we decided to have him back on and get some more insights. Hi, Nick. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Thanks so much for coming back on the show. Happy birthday. And I just had a few quick questions. Now, I understand that you kind of see through all the bullshit of politicians. I was told you were a Bernie Sanders fan. Now, what is that?
I did vote for him.
So you voted for Bernie in the primary. Now, what was it about? Say, because everybody said that people like you would be afraid because they would call him a socialist. Now, did any of that bother you?
Well, no, because I call myself a socialist, so I don't think that bothers me one bit. Now, what really appealed to me about him was he was not funded by major corporations. The entire problem we have with our politics, Democrats and Republicans, both, not just the Republicans, is the fact that they're corporate funded. So, I mean, here it is, private campaign finance, and if I have all this money and I know the government regulates me, well, shit, I'm going to put my money into whatever politician's going to regulate in my favor. So it's a self-regulating oligarchy, and that's one of the things I liked about Bernie Sanders is I didn't have that concern.
Why aren't you afraid of socialism? How did you get clued into socialism?
Well, I guess through looking around at my surroundings, I see, capitalism, especially this ridiculous trickle-down corporatism, just does not work. I think it's wrong that, a man who bakes bread for a living has to, work to afford a slice of bread. I think the workers should have more say in their workplace, and people should have more say in their politics, and I can't see that as being possible under capitalism. I believe in freedom, and the really only way that we can have freedom is through collective bargaining and socialism.
In the general, if you don't want to tell me who you voted for, you don't have to, but did Hillary Clinton appeal to you at all?
It really depends on how you would define the word appeal. Was I scared enough of Donald Trump that I'd rather take the corporate Democrat over the corporate Republican? Oh, yeah, she appealed to me in that sense very much. But no, she was very much a business as usual, neoliberal Democrat. She is very much an establishment corporate politician, and I don't know. Overall, I think I'm not alone in this at all. But a lot of American people feel largely disenfranchised by the entire establishment, and she represents the establishment better than any of the candidates that ran this year.
So that's why you think maybe working people didn't connect with her. Because she's just a representative of the establishment that's been screwing you guys over. And, she didn't come out for Fight for 15, right? So was everybody pretty much aware of that you knew that she wasn't backing the Fight for 15?
Oh, no, she made her opinions very clear. I mean, she didn't really talk about the minimum wage until debates with Bernie Sanders. And then what was it? Fight for 12, fight for 10, fight for $8, whatever the hell it was she said, I mean, it took a far left candidate, not far left as far as the realm of acceptable, appropriate politics here in this country, to challenge that in the debates for her to even really address that issue,
Yeah, I know. I saw it. I watched it. Now, keeping with the 15. Now, when people say $15 an hour is too much, what do you say to those people?
Well, I say, $7.25 is not enough. I mean, no, I think it's wrong that any person working 40 hours a week should have to live in poverty, period. And I know a lot of people, I've seen a lot of them online say, if you're not you can just get a better job. Now, I'm not even going to discuss the issues, the obstacles that we working people face in upwards mobility. I'm just going to talk about the fact that, okay, let's just say I get a better job. I get a degree, I get a job skill, I get, better off. Well, that job that I had, Waffle House, for example, that job still got to get done. Now, are you saying the person that takes my place deserves to live in poverty? No, not every single person can go up to these higher positions. I've heard some people say stupid, I'm just going to call it stupid shit, like, high school kids, college kids should be working these jobs. And I'm thinking, well, these places are open during school hours, so you tell me how feasible that is. So, no, I don't think $15 is too much. I think $15 personally isn't enough. I just believe, I can't remember the FDR quote exactly, but I can paraphrase here, something to the effect of, we need a minimum wage that not only, covers cost of living, but gives you a little bit extra, I just think it's morally wrong to oppose a strong minimum wage, strong workers' rights,
I agree with you. What I tell people is that the United States is the richest country the face of the earth has ever seen, yet we have a system that renders half of its residents poor or in poverty. And what I call that
Absolutely.
That's called a broken system. It's not that we don't have the wealth in America or the natural resources or the ability to make a good life for everybody. We just make decisions on purpose to not make a life for people. Like when we say no to a $15 minimum wage, that's a decision that a society makes to keep people poor because we have the money to pay it. So there's a $15 minimum wage right now in Seattle, and you see all those Taco Bells and McDonald's, they closed up and left town. Oh, wait, they didn't. They're still there, and everybody's making a living.
They're still there?
Yeah, so everybody's still making money. So what does that tell you? That tells you that we have a screwed up system, and what used to be a buffer against the, the brutalities of capitalism was strong unions, right? We used to have that in America. Well, they've been dismantling unions since Ronald Reagan fired Patco. And I don't know if you remember that, but Patco was the air traffic controllers were so overworked and it was so unsafe that they went on strike. Well, that was illegal for them to strike, technically, and so Ronald Reagan just fired them all and replaced them. And that was the death knell that was the beginning of the end. And then Bill Clinton came in and passed NAFTA, which was the next knife in the back of working people. And so when Hillary Clinton was out there trying to get working people to vote for her, and everybody knew that she was a part of NAFTA and her husband passed NAFTA at the same time they gutted welfare and exploded the prison population, Barack Obama was also pushing the TPP at the exact same time she was coming asking for people's votes. Did people notice that was happening, that the leader of her party was pushing another job-crushing trade deal at the same time she was asking for your vote?
Well, people like me, people like you, just from hearing, what you're saying, absolutely saw through that bullshit. But no, Democratic Party is corporate party, B. Corporate Party A, Republican, Corporate Party B is a Democrat. No, I don't expect anything more from Barack Obama. Barack Obama has always sided with big business. Just look at the Wall Street bailouts. Where's our Main Street bailout?
Exactly.
No, and I actually do disagree with you when you say we've got a broken system. I think the system is working exactly the way it was intended to work. I think it was specifically designed to, keep us working class people in our place. That's what it's designed to do. And I also resent the comment you made that we as a society decided against these things. No, I don't think that we as a people have enough power, enough of a say in our politics right now to make these decisions. We have the choice between a candidate who supports this very limited spectrum of acceptable platforms and another candidate with slightly, basically slight differences. And really it creates this false dichotomy, that there's more change being done than actually is. No, I think we the people don't have enough power to decide. It's, companies like Monsanto, companies like Walmart, companies, that have the big money, Halliburton, that have more of a say in our politics. They are the ones that are really, keeping us from it. In fact, news media, I'm going to make an exception for Young Turks. Y'all aren't corporate backed or anything like that, and other ones aren't either. But a lot of the places where we get our information from, it's very much intentional misinformation, to get us to support these mainstream ideas that keep us oppressed. So, no, I don't think that. I think we need to seize power, actively resist, and, try and have more of a say in our politics. But I don't think we as society decided against $15 an hour minimum wage. We as society decided against these things because, people who are just working day to day, not spending all this time looking into politics, they're only seeing what they hear on the radio, what they see on the TV, what they see on the very surface issues presented to them online or whatever.
Yeah.
I've not seen 5 for 15 on MSNBC or CNN.
No
so
shit.
I can't say we as society decided against it. We as society are being misinformed, misled, and outright lied to.
Yes, I agree with you. I think what would have been a more exacting way to say it was that our corporate our leaders who are bought by corporations have made these choices when they put together these trade deals.
Absolutely.
That's what I mean. I don't mean that the people. Of course, if the people got to choose, what happens is we showed what we would choose. We would choose somebody who's a populist like Bernie Sanders. And what the establishment showed us is that even if we want to choose that, they will try to screw him over and cheat so that we can't get what we want. And that's what happened.